Alea Iacta Est. The die is cast. It really felt like it after that Sens game, didn't it? I'm Jake. I can't skate, and this is a Flames hockey game day recap with the context of the trade deadline. This game makes a lot more sense. For those of you who don't speak Latin, and I don't, I had to pick up this phrase for the purpose of this video, but it is a famous one. Alea Iacta Est was said by Julius Caesar. It means the die is cast. Effectively, what's going to happen is going to happen. The reason that phrase applies to the Flames losing 4-1 to the Ottawa Senators the day before the trade deadline is that a few players looked very uninterested in that game. And with the context of what happened today and Nazem Kadri leaving the team, that would seem to make a lot more sense. Oddly enough, this was one of the Flames' better starts in the last several games. In fact, they opened scoring. It's Martin Pospisil scoring on a beautiful setup from Matvei Gridin to give the Flames a 1-0 lead after the first period. Shots are pretty even. The Flames are generating a decent bit, mainly in the second half of the first. But they have the lead, and then it all goes away. And as soon as it starts going away, it's like the bench said that Latin phrase, Alea Iacta Est. The rest of the game didn't matter. The team's gonna be different next week. The second period, the play drops off considerably, and the Flames are only in the game because Devin Cooley refuses to let them die. And it's noted Max Tournament alumni midway through the second period, tying the game for the Senators, Lars Eller, on a beautiful one-timer, blowing it by Devin Cooley. And it already had begun to snowball, but it snowballs even more. The veterans look checked out. The young guys are trying their best, like Zane Parekh, but they're making mistakes. Connor Zari's having trouble finding his game. The coaches on the bench, notably, are doing a lot more teaching, which is something I think we're gonna see a lot more as we get to the end of the season. Because these young kids have a lot to learn, and there's fewer guys to teach it to them. Luckily, they will have guys like Zach Whitecloud and Ollie Mata, and Michael Backlund is still there along with Blake Coleman. There's a lot of teaching to be done and a lot of mistakes to be made. And unfortunately, even though it's a tie game at the end of the second, the game's really swung the Senators' way, and the Flames get into tons of penalty trouble in the third, and it finally sinks them when an absolute blown coverage allows Brady Tkachuk to find Dylan Cousins in the slot. He rips it by Devin Cooley, who tried his absolute best to stand on his head. The shots at the end of the game were 37-20, and essentially, this game only ended up being 2-1, with the exception of 2 empty netters. one by Tim Stutzla, who was around it all game, and the other by Shane Pinto, which leads us to our 4-1 score, but nobody should really be surprised by that. The Flames are what they are. It's not just the team saying the die is cast. That was further underlined in this last week by the moves we made. I am saying the die is cast. Whatever happens, happens. Whether it be a lottery win, a loss, more draft picks accumulated around draft day, trading up. We have chosen a direction. Craig Conroy is leading this team. Hopefully, he said today, this is the nadir of our fortunes. I hope so as well, although I think the road across the proverbial Rubicon will be a little bit longer than our general manager hopes. But hopefully, this is the start of an upward trend. But either way, and we'll see what happens. Let me know what you thought of the game against the Senators. Does it make a lot more sense with the context of the trade deadline? Thank you for being patient with my video schedule during this busy time. I also have work to do and appointments to do with my wheelchair, so the uploads have been a little bit helter-skelter, and this isn't exactly coming out on game day or the day after, but I'm getting it out before the Flames' next game, which is the best I could do if I also wanted to do the multitude of trade deadline content that I need to do. With that said, do all the YouTube things. Let me know my efforts are not in vain. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'd really love you to subscribe. I'm working hard and this is a lot of fun and I want to keep growing our community. And as always, through thick and thin, go Flames.